Hello and welcome to the Real Talk Trader. And today I've got the one and only Tom Plum with me, who is going to talk through his trading experience, how he's become a funded trader from being a plumber and now taking over £10,000 in withdrawals a month. Hello, Tom.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, good, good, good.
So, from plumber to funded trader, talk
Yeah.
us through where you started.
Oh dear. Right.
Talk us
So,
through your
right.
life. Tell
Okay.
us a
Well,
bit about you.
yeah, 17 years old, went straight into construction. Went self-employed, set my own business up at 21, which was really early. Basically, my boss told me to do one day, and I just said okay when I left.
So
Walked
were you
home.
you were employed at that
Yeah,
point
I
or
was employed,
self?
yeah. But
Okay.
at that point, I was actually doing work for his mum and dad. I was tiling their bathroom, so I was at a good level. So yeah, I obviously then went self-employed. I employed people and staff at the age of 24. I had like 6 people working for me at 24, which was crazy. And then I hated it, absolutely hated it. Scaled down to just myself, and I couldn't handle it. So I re-employed people again. And I've been an employer in construction, gas engineer for 20 odd years, but getting a bit fed up of the manual labour side of things. It's taking its toll on my body, my back and my knees and stuff like that. So over the years, I've always thought like I need to have multiple sources of income. So I started buying properties when I
How
was
many
30.
properties do you have?
I've got 8 now. So
Wow.
when I was 30, I said to myself, I said this to my friends as well. I actually said to
At
them,
30, a
where's your
30-year-old
helmet?
guy
Yeah,
buying property, owning their own business.
yeah. I said to everybody at the time, I said I want to buy 10 houses by the time I'm 40, and everyone laughed at me. They were like, "You got no chance," and I was like, "All right, sound." So if that's the case, then
So
I
you've
like.
got a couple of years to get 2 more.
Well, I'm 38 and I've got 8, so I'm on track. It's like when I said I want to be retired when I'm 40. I actually said that to people as well, and they just laughed. I'm like, you guys don't know what I'm doing beyond the background. Like, let's just sit. Every year it's a standing joke. My friends will see me and they'll be like, "Still retiring at 40, Tom?" And I just go, "Maybe." But yeah, so that was the property side, and then problem is with property is like before the mortgage hikes, I was making good money on them. Realistically, was making about £400, £500 profit per property, right? Which is not bad when you got multiple properties. And then obviously the mortgages went up. And all of a sudden I'm making two to £300 per property, which is less interesting. Can't really retire on that kind of money. It's not going to create a good enough income for me to live on a loan. So then I was like, right, what can I do next? And then
Of
I
course
thought,
you were.
yeah, set up an Amazon FBA business, which
So
was
tell the viewers what an Amazon FBA business is. Just a
basically, yeah,
brief.
it's drop shipping or importing products from China. So effectively, I was finding products that had high sales revenues, but they were low competition, effectively, and yeah, I mean, like I spent thousands doing that, like, and hours of time. Believe it or not, one of the products we used to sell was dog showers. So
No.
huge demand for dog showers. All it was a simple hot and cold. It goes on the outside taps too, and so people can wash their dogs outside. That was my biggest selling product. We sold thousands of those, but the problem is the profit margin is very small, very time consuming, and it took ages. Over a couple of years, I think we did a partnership with my brother-in-law, and we made about 10 grand. It was just ridiculous. So I was like, right, this isn't working. Spent 2 years on this. What else can I do? And then I'd
How did
seen.
you, just before you go, how did you manage that, trying to run that business and get that up and running with your plumbing business?
That was horrendous. Honest to God, I used to hate it because in my hallway downstairs there was boxes, always boxes stacked in the hallway to go out to be shipped out to Amazon. So we'd ship it out to Amazon, and they would. But it was just horrendous. Like, in fact, it was too much. It was. I was on the verge of burnout because it was just
Right.
too much. It was harder running that business than it was doing the construction company. And the construction company at the time was like 4 or 5 guys working for me. It was full on. So I'm talking. I've always been a busy guy, but this was like 16-hour days. Yeah,
Okay.
wasn't pleasant in the end. I was like, I can't do this, but I didn't want to give up because I don't like giving up. So in the end, I had to say, right, this isn't making money. We have to just stop this. And
Yeah.
then I seen trading pop up. Do you know what? I can't remember where I initially seen it. I can remember seeing something on Instagram from Ryan. Okay, possibly Instagram. And I thought, oh, I'll click this, follow the link, join the Discord. and I sat in that Discord as a free member for probably, I don't know, but it must have been like free member for nearly 8 months, 9 months before I actually.
So that's the Golden Street, yeah,
Yeah,
that you joined.
yeah, it
Okay,
used to
that
be.
is now Forex Club.
Yeah, and that was the first ever community or first ever thing that I'd ever joined or any experience of trading or whatever. And then I was just looking at what people were doing and people's chats and seeing your results.
You just used to pop up every now and then, didn't you? You used to
Yeah.
be
Well,
silent, and then
I had this obsession with trading gold when I first started, and I thought I mastered it,
yeah,
and like everybody does, and I generally had beginner's luck, and it's a thing in trading. It really happens.
it
Um,
is.
and I think, and then obviously I did reasonably well on that, and then lost it all, lost the account, self-funded, blew it
As you
straight
do,
away.
gold takes everything.
Yeah, it did at the time. And then I went down the copy trading route. So signals, I was in two signals groups because they seemed amazing, and I was oh my god, like. And then at the time I didn't really know that this was all affiliate marketing. They were making money off my wins and losses no matter what. It was all lot sizes.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy was sending 5 trades a day, and it was like, yeah, constant. And I was like, and it got to a point of that as well. And I was like, I can't work out my lot sizes quick enough. I can't be on that. And then I was entering trades, I was entering buys when it was posted 5 minutes ago. Charts had moved completely. It was impossible. You can't make money off signals. Okay,
Did you
nobody.
make it? Did you make any money though off of?
No, no. Do you know
I
what?
don't.
I probably made. I won a couple of trades, but generally I put £500 in 2 accounts and lost both of those as well.
Yeah, I think that is one key thing here is copy trading.
Yeah.
They earn money from you
Oh,
putting money into the
oh,
broker,
ridiculous, ridiculous.
and then they just pick somewhere on the
Yeah.
chart, buy,
Mhm.
sell here,
Well,
TP here, T.
they get paid per lot as well, so they don't just get your commission for signing up. For every lot that you put on, or every 0.1 lot to whatever, they get a percentage of the profits from that.
Yeah.
Um, and I've seen some of the profits that people get, and it's scary the amount of money they make. But they're not there to help you at all. Okay,
No.
so they say they've got a program, and you'll go through the most basic thing on a PDF chart explaining what a stop loss and take profit, and it's just crap. They don't care about you, and it is the worst thing and it's the worst thing for the industry. Okay, so these copy trading people, like, I can't stand them. Like, I think they are the scum of the industry. I hate them with passion because they're not there to help you. They don't care. They just want to take your money. Okay.
They probably don't even know how to trade themselves.
No,
So
definitely not.
if you are watching this and you are looking to get into trading, please do not go down the signals route. Learn to do it yourself.
No, you
As you'll
need
hear
to
from
learn.
Tom
Yeah,
now of exactly how he has
yeah,
gone from copy trading to bringing in a lot of money a month.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, you need to learn. Basically, you've got to. Whether you're going through, first of all, before you do anything, I think the first thing you need to do is get an understanding of the charts, how they work, lot sizing, stop losses, all this kind of thing. All the basics before you jump into anything. You need to
And
go
how
and
did
demo
you
it
learn all
out.
the basics?
Yeah, so you need to get education programs, okay? You need to learn. So obviously, on the Forex Club, there's a course that Ryan does where you can goes through all of that stuff. YouTube channels, reading books, all these kind of things. Just go through all of that and try to get a basic understanding of how to place a trade safely. I'm going to say the most important thing I would say for anyone first starting is find out how to risk 1% consistently. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. If you can risk 1% consistently, right, and when you hit your stop loss, you've lost 1% on different pairs, whereas a JPY or gold or a USD pair, if your stop loss hits 1% every time, that's the start. Okay, so you've managed to risk safely. Once you can risk safely, then you can move on to the next steps and start looking at stuff like that. But don't just start buying and selling on charts. Okay, that's not going to work. But
Everyone will do that.
yeah,
And then they learn a very, very hard lesson. And then, like you have, you've gone and learned some education, and well, look at you now.
yeah,
So you were just sat in the background inside Forex Club.
yeah.
And what made you then take the leap? Because you were sat there for ages just watching, and then we go on to
I was still
automation.
a bit sceptical because of the copy trading situation that had happened, and I didn't know what happened on the inside of the group in the club members side. So I
Yeah.
sat in the free area, and I was still sceptical of that. Okay, because before that, I was learning to trade just by myself. I had nobody to talk to about trading. Yeah, like I can watch a YouTube channel, but there's nobody to actually talk to or
Yeah, yeah.
with. Like, it's a very community based industry, I'd say. You need to be in a community. You need that. You need that. That is so important. Like, because otherwise you're sat on your own, you're stuck, and that is it. Like, you'll just go mad, and you're like, I can't do it. But seeing other people's success is something that driven me. And I always seen people doing one, and I was like, well, if he can do it, then I can do it, because someone if someone can do this, it's doable. And I never thought I'd be able to do it. And I was at the start, it was a struggle. I just put hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into it, and then things just start clicking. You're like, right, I understand this now. Right, I understand that now. And all of a sudden, your journey just starts. It doesn't just click at once. Nothing happens at one particular moment, but it's a series of clicks that happens, and then you get comfortable with what you're trading or what you're looking at. You get comfortable with certain times. You get happy. Psychology. You've got to get trading where you don't care about small results. Like, short term, I don't care about 1, 2, 3 losses anymore. Used to really affect me, and I used to be chasing like that loss back because I've lost 2% this day, so I've got to win 2% now. But realistically, I should have been looking at, well, over the month I've done this. Even though I've lost 2% today, if I get 1% back over a month, it's still 1% in my monthly goal, kind of.
Yeah, you need to look at it over the long period and not just what's
So,
happened that day
so
or that
manually
week.
wise, there's a lot to learn for that. And then obviously you've got the auto trade now, haven't you? So you don't have to be a superior skill trader anymore, because you've got magic that Ryan's created for us, which is the auto trading, which is like crazy. So you put your time and effort into working out how the system works and what strategies you want, and then you can use a bit of general knowledge on trading as well. I mean, gold recently has been extremely bullish, so it's a great opportunity to create a gold long strategy. You know, now all of a sudden, if in 3 months' time JPY pairs went really bearish constantly, it'd be a great time to build a JPY short strategy. So you can mix that knowledge to try and
Yeah.
encourage, to
But
try
with
and
automation, we can back test it within a matter of minutes rather than us
yeah,
thinking, okay, so we're always bullish on gold,
yeah,
so we need to then back test a full 12 months of data, if not years, to
mhm,
then decide, oh, actually, we're going to go short now.
yeah,
It works this way.
yeah, that's it.
So
And we
we
can
do
get
have tools.
we can get the win rate, we can get the profit factor, we can get the maximum losses. We can even now switch off days. So if Wednesday's a crap day for your strategy, you can switch it off. It's great.
Yeah,
Um,
we can literally do anything. So going back then, so you were sat on the sidelines watching.
mhm, mhm.
What made you take the leap, and what was the first thing that you did? Did you go into automation? Were you were trading gold? How
First
did
thing was
you?
15.5, so it was your strategy. That was the
Okay.
first thing that I came into. Okay, so working into the 15.5. And then because I'd subscribed to 15.5, I'm like, well, I might as well take the lead. In fact, Ryan invited me to do some, because I'd not seen automation before, ever. I'd not done anything in next
Yeah.
gen. So Ryan said, look, I need you to come in as an outsider. You've never seen the system. Just have a go on the testing before it got released to see if it's something that you can get your head around. Give me some honest feedback, kind of thing. I got onto the testing. I was hooked. I was like, right, I need to pay for this now.
You're obsessed with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think you did the most testing out of anyone in the testing group.
yeah. Definitely, I definitely was obsessed with it. It was blowing my mind away. To be fair, I was like, I can't believe this. Like, yeah, it's pretty mad. Like, because obviously as a manual trader, like your back testing takes hours and hours and days,
Mhm.
weeks, months and months and months and months, like to really get that data. Whereas that's just like you can cycle through the charts for like last 12 months in a matter of 5 minutes, and you're like, just wow, crazy. So
So
yeah, yeah.
in terms of the length of time that you've been trading, it's actually a short period, isn't it? What, a year and a bit?
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in August. That was the first time I ever looked at a chart in my life. So we're still like what 18, well, a bit longer than that, aren't we? About 20 months ago. So yeah, a year and a half, year and 3 quarters was.
Okay.
I didn't know what a pip was before that. I'd never traded. I'd bought crypto and held crypto, but I'd never traded crypto ever. So yeah, this was my first 18 months ago, like ish too.
And if you were speaking to somebody that wanted to get started right now, from where you were 18 months ago to now,
Yeah,
what advice would you give them in terms of managing their emotions and almost pulling the trigger? Because I get so many people messaging me that want to know about trading and they're just sat on the sidelines like you. But
yeah.
what will help them pull that trigger and get into automation
You know
and
what?
get
It's
going?
anything in life, right? You've got to take risks to get rewards. Doesn't matter what you do. Like, the thing is, like, in multiple businesses, I've always took risks. Okay, not everything's worked out, but I've tried. And like, you've got to try. Like, so you've got to get out of your comfort zone. You've got to jump in. And if you're gonna do it, don't half-heart it. Go in. Don't jump in to try and start something new. Like, and just treat it as a business. Like, if you start a brand new business, you're not just gonna work on a Sunday for an hour, are you? You know, you're gonna put everything you've got into making that business work. Now, trading is a business. Okay, and a lot
It
of people
is.
get that, and a lot of people think that it's just an instant way of making money, but it's not. It is all just, what I would say to people is be prepared to put the time in. And if you do put the time in, then eventually you will get paid.
So
So,
let's talk about then being paid and consistency, because you have certainly put in the time.
yeah,
And so I have got some screenshots that I will put up,
yeah,
but how many challenges have you passed? Well, it seems like only in the last couple of months that you've
yeah,
absolutely smashed it.
yeah. So since my trading's picked up since December. Okay, so that was like, what, 5 months ago. That's when things started to change for me. So yeah, I don't know exactly how many challenges I've passed. To be fair, I think there's 7 or 8 maybe past challenges. I don't know. I lose track of them.
Of course you do. When you start making the big money,
It's a bad thing, isn't it?
you forget where
No,
you are.
in all honesty, not every challenge that I pass gets through to the payout stage. I mean, this is all still new. I'm still new to this journey. Remember, right? So
Uh-huh.
I'm not at a stage where I'm actually holding my accounts, like, still being silly with them when I'm past. Like, for example, like, I didn't lose this account, but I had 105. I had 5.5% in an account last week.
Ready
Right,
for payout.
5.5k on Monday, ready for payout on Friday. I had to sit on it for 5 days, and I thought to myself, right, I can squeeze a bit more out of this. So I tried to take a bit more, lost 2 trades. I was at 103. Next day, I was like, right, I'll come back again. I said to myself, I just want to get back to my 5.5%. I was happy with it. So again, lost 2 trades, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, what have I done here? And eventually, I got the account down over the period of 3 days. I got the account from 5.5% up to drawdown. I was like 1% drawdown, and then the day before payout, I hit a good trade, right, which was 10%, which put me like 100, which put me about 8.5% up. Now, look, that was the stupidest thing that I've done recently. Okay, I should not have traded that account. I literally give 5.5 grand back to the markets, and if that trade hadn't come in that day and it had lost again, then I would have been in a downward spiral of potentially losing an account. So, still
So
got my,
people watching might think, wow, you got it back up to 8.5%, so
yeah,
it's not a problem. However, you had other accounts you could have traded.
yeah. No, I had other accounts
There
to
was
trade
literally
it.
no
Yeah,
need to trade this
yeah,
one account.
yeah. No, exactly. It was 5, and I was getting paid in 4 days, and I decided to carry on trading it. So
So talk us through your emotions when you went, because you went 2% down, didn't you?
yeah.
Talk us through your emotions when you got
Oh,
back to break even.
I was just like, Tom, you're an absolute knob. What have you done? Why? Why? And not only that, so just to make it worse, my self-funded account as well was linked at the same time. So my self-funded account was also down. So I think, like, on the space of that week, I'd give about 7,000 back to the market at that point. And I was just like, Tom, you've just given £7,000 back to the market. What have you just done? I just felt disappointed. I was like, you're a dickhead. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, you're a knob. All of this stuff. And then I pulled it back and I was like, yeah, boy, I got this.
And then what happened is it even
Yeah, well,
better. And
yeah. So I got paid on that account on Friday.
so the
Sorry,
payout is on the screen now.
sorry, that payout was actually Monday, wasn't it? So I got paid out on Monday.
Yeah,
The account was
yesterday.
reset with FTMO, and then on the first day I got 7.5%, and then today I got another 1.2%. So that's 8.5% up again, that account, and I won't trade that now. So that's
Why did you carry on trading it after going 7% up yesterday?
I
That's the
risked.
question
So
here.
basically, I was 7.5% up, and I said to myself, right, I'm 7%. I am happy with 7%. So I risked the 0.5%, and I got a 1 to 2.5.
Okay.
Okay, and then now I'm like, right, that is it. It's getting deleted. But in my head, I set my goal. So 7% was my limit. I would not go any lower than that. I only risked the 0.5% on the trade. I thought, well, and to be fair, I'd have been happy with a 7, but that's accounts now gone until next. So this is a nightmare. So I'd done this. This is psychology of trading. This is the thing that gets you. So I deleted the account off my MT5, right? Off my
Yes.
phone
Off your phone.
previously. But what did I do? I went back into FDMO and I reinstalled it. I put the credentials in and put it back on my phone to trade it. And I shouldn't have done that. That's like me thinking, like, because I was in, there's a thing in trading called God mode, right? Where you think you've mastered it and you think like you've got it all, and it comes back and it bites you in the arse, and the
Oh
markets humble
God, it
you.
destroyed you.
Markets humble you very quickly, trust me.
They
So I
do.
got humbled by the markets basically because I was smashing my self-funded, and I thought I kept like getting like three, 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s, and I was like, God, if I could get some I just want one more, I can get to 10%. Like it was in my head. I wanted to get to 10%, and then like I basically I got humbled very quickly. Markets took it back off me. I was like, right, and that's greed, and it's a big part of the game. So like
Hmm.
whilst I think my psychology is quite good, okay, it still gets me quite. I still need work on that. Don't get me
It
wrong, I'm
takes
doing.
years. It takes years, and
Yeah,
obviously you're used because you have a business, you have other things on the go, you have property. You're probably used to big income coming in.
hmm,
However, there are people out there that are not used to it. They get a 100K account, they make
yeah,
5%, and
yeah.
5 grand's a lot of money.
Oh God, yeah.
Even a couple of extra grand on top of their salary. So, yeah, you really need to set rules, and probably from one trading mentor to another amazing trader, you need to just stop
Yeah.
trading it, set a
Yeah.
limit.
So yeah, that's it. Well, I had one account that had 3% in, and I was like, right, I've got two FTMO accounts, so I thought I'll be conservative with one, and I'll be a bit more aggressive with the other. And yeah, it
What do
didn't
you
work.
risk on your funded
Luckily,
accounts?
it came back and it worked, right? And I will not do that now. I was like, don't be a knob. But
We'll do a
yes,
follow up in a couple of months, and
it
we'll
kept changing.
see. We'll see. So,
No, I did.
what do you risk on your funded accounts?
So I risk between 0.5 and 1%.
Okay, and you risk a bit more on your personal account, don't you?
Yeah, my self-funded account's 3% risk. Dropped it
Okay.
down to 2 now because my account's now at 40k.
Wow. And can
So
we ask how much you started that with?
5 grand.
5 grand. And how? So when did you deposit that five grand?
I spent that 5 grand. Probably. So when I first started, I put 500 in, lost it, 500 in, lost it, and then blah blah blah, all of that. And then I
As we
got
all
a
do.
bit more consistent with my trading. I put right, okay, so I'm going to put 5,000 in. That was probably. I've got the stat. I'll find the stats of me. My copy trader. It's ridiculous the amount of percentage I've made. Probably. I don't know. About 6 months into my trading journey. Okay.
Okay, so a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago, and then so I really struggled. First of all, that 5,000 was just fluctuating up, down, up, down, up, down. It wasn't the best. It was like going up, then and then on over risk, over leverage, like just
Mhm.
be silly on it. And then I got consistent with my trading, and you know what? The back end of the last year, I just went from 10 to 25 in October, November, December, last quarter.
Mhm.
And then this year I've gone from my 25 to 40, 43 I'm at now today.
Do you manually trade on that and use the automated
I mix
system,
them.
or
I do a mixture, yeah.
okay? And what's been more profitable for you, your manual trading or your automation, or is it a good mix?
So I only have one manual strategy on it, which is my gold longs. That's
Okay.
all on it. And so since the update, I sorry,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't auto prior to the update. Since this
Yeah.
update now, where we can choose sessions and stuff like that, it's definitely on there now. That has been a good strategy. Yeah, I mean my gold strategy is crazy. Like, yeah, it's. I mean, I think the last. I don't know the exact figures, but the last three months, it's done something like it's over 16%.
And this is a fully automated
Yeah, yeah.
gold
So 1 month
strategy.
was 15%. Sorry, 1 month's 11%. And
Wow.
I haven't touched this. I've just left it since I built this strategy in January. Okay,
Yeah.
I've not tweaked it once. I've left it run. So I haven't even touched it. I haven't. Do you know what? The first time yesterday, actually, this week, I actually went and had a look to see at the stats to see how much it had changed. But I wasn't too concerned with the stats purely because of how it's been performing the last few months. And what's it's been doing in January, February, March bars. I wasn't too concerned about what's happened 9 months ago. I'm more concerned about what's happening now with it, and it's working. So I'm like, right, until it gets poor, I'm going to leave it. So I was going to rework it the other day, and I thought, well, why? I mean, like, there's no
If it's
point.
working, why change it?
That's it. So yeah. Yeah, it's been a mixture really, but recently manually trading myself and has been bigger, only because I've probably traded more on that account. So yeah,
Hmm.
25 to 40. My target this year in January was to hit 50 grand on that account, and like I say, I'm at 43 at the
You're
moment.
7K off and
Yeah.
you're
Oh
well on
well, my
track.
target's changed now, so we'll see what I'll get to. But
You've also just purchased a property in Dubai, haven't you?
yes, I have indeed. Yeah,
Has
yeah.
trading helped towards that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's my goal is to pay for it. To pay. So obviously I put a deposit down for it, which was a big chunk, but there's no mortgage
Uh-huh.
on it. So I have to pay a monthly fee for it. So my plan is to pay for that through trading. So it cost me around 3,300 a month for that property.
Okay.
But there's no mortgage at the end of it. It's all bought outright. So that's my plan to make that 3,300 through trading every month would be fantastic. And then years down the line, once I do that, I mean, it depends where I'm at in my career in terms of trading, but I'd be entitled to investor's visa for Dubai, so then I can have a Dubai bank account and I can have tax-free income on my earnings as long as I stay there for a certain amount of time per year, which if it's tax-free, I'll make sure I do.
So you are 38 years old.
Yeah,
You've got 8 properties. You've
yeah,
got a successful plumbing business.
yeah,
You've got what? Well over 500K in funded accounts. You're
yeah,
taking a lot of money a month from your property. You've got crypto going on. So I
yeah,
know you've got your fingers in lots of different pies. So
yeah.
you like what keeps you motivated? And because I know money's a big thing,
Yeah.
but the amount you spend at the chart does take you away from spending time with your amazing wife
Yeah.
and but where do you see yourself in 5 years and
Yeah,
why
well,
do you
my
do it?
motivation is to be like 2 more years. I'm done, finished, like work wise. I don't need. I want to retire at 40. I'm 38, so my retirement age is. I've always said it's going to be 40 years old, and I said
And
this.
that's from your plumbing business, yeah? So you'll
Yeah,
carry on trading and
I'll
everything.
be trading them. That's it. And obviously I've got properties, so I'll rent some income from those. But to be fair, I'm going to start offloading those like over the next few years. Unfortunately, we've got a new government in which has increased the taxes, so I can't talk too much about that, But
So if you were talking to someone then that wants to start their automated trading journey,
yeah.
what 3 things would you say for them to focus on in order to well, essentially become as successful as you?
For the automated trading, first of all, set time aside. Okay, so have a set time every week or a couple of times a week minimum where you can say, right, this is going to be an hour or 2 hours devoted to education, learning, or how to set or how to use a system. Minimum. You need realistically, right? Yeah, if you want to make this work, you need to be doing a minimum of an hour a day. You should be able to
Agree.
find it. You should be able to find an hour a day, whether it's half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, or all in one go. You should be able to do an hour a day. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. So that's the first thing that I would say. Let me think. What was that second thing? So patience. Okay, not everything
Hmm.
happens straight away. So don't expect to buy an account and then for that first one to pass and you to be rich straight away. Okay, it doesn't
Uh-huh.
work like that. It's a business. You have to invest. Okay, so be prepared to invest. You're investing in yourself. So what you put in, hours you put in, money you put in, comes back out if you do it. If you don't half-heart it.
Yeah.
Okay, so set time aside. Be prepared to invest because it is a business. And then finally, what do I say? I don't know. Enjoy it really. I mean, like trading comes with highs and lows, yeah. So you've got to be prepared to manage your emotions. Okay, so there are going to be days where you're going to have losses. Don't let them affect you. Okay, it's part of the game. And initially, when you first start trading, so as humans, we've got this built into us that losing is wrong. Okay, so we are programmed to believe that losing is bad. Okay,
Hmm.
we do. We play sports. If your team loses, it's bad. If you go a competition or whatever, or if you're a gymnast, if you lose, it's bad. Okay, so everything's programmed into your brain. A loss is bad.
Yeah.
As humans, we find it difficult to accept a loss. Now, trading, you have to be the complete opposite to what you are taught, your brain has taught you to do. So you need to accept and understand that the loss is part of the journey, and you have to lose to win. So manage your emotions, and like I say, there will be times where you'll get 3, 4, 5 wins in a row, which does happen, and you feel on top of the world. You're like, this is amazing, I love it. And then you soon forget when you get 2 losses, and you're like, oh, I've just lost 3 losses. Yeah, but you've just took 9 or 12%, and you just give 4% back. It is what it is, you know. Long term, look at it long term. It's not a short term journey. Don't ever evaluate on how you're getting on in 1 month or 1 week or 1 day, especially. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Traders, like people saying like, "Oh, I've had a crap day today." I'm like, yeah, but it's a day. Like, you've lost 2 or 3
Yeah,
trades.
then you tell them to look at their month on MT4 and actually they've brought in like 10%.
Mhm. Yeah, and I suppose another thing I'd probably say as well with the automation is if you're trading automation manual, don't mix your accounts, okay? Because you'll
Agree.
mess it up. So because you will, and you'll be tempted to, and that was something that I used to do as well. So like I'd have like a automated a challenge account going, and then I'd be like, oh, wasn't getting trade trigger, so I'll just manually trade that one for it. But it's the worst thing you can do. Just leave your automation to do its bloody thing. Yeah, and then if you're manually trading, have your manual account that you trade on, okay, and keep them separate, because you just mess with your stats.
Okay. Well, thank you. One final question then, Tom. What has been your biggest hurdle that you can tell people to avoid, that you've had to overcome, that people can basically take it from you right now and not do it, probably?
Biggest hurdle. God, there's so many of them. Trading's full of hurdles. It's constant. We have to be prepared for it. Biggest hurdle. Do you know what?
Has there been a day that you felt like giving up with trading? Like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it, I'm
I
done.
mean, to start with, I used to get headaches from trading. Like I used to do too much. Okay, I'm trying to
But you
learn.
did, didn't you?
Taking too much on, and it was giving me headaches. Like I was getting stressed, and I was like, oh, why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? So you've got to battle your demons, really. I'd say, like, it's your inner demons, and thinking like you're thinking to yourself, I can't do this, I can't do it. That's probably the biggest thing, because it's on your shoulder all the time. And like I say, when you first start trading, you lose everything. You keep losing, you keep losing, you keep losing, and you just don't understand why you're losing. And then that is like probably the biggest thing. You've got to battle your own demons and get through that stage of losing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you'll find that you'll come to a stage where you're starting to get wins, and then you'll finally get into a stage where you're getting consistent, and then you'll get to a stage where the losses, you don't care about them anymore. You're like, I've lost, so what? Next one, move on. I mean, you get to a stage where you lose an account, you're like, I don't care, get a new account. Like,
Yeah, keep going because you know you can do it.
it just gets to that stage in especially with prop firm trading. So
Uh-huh.
don't expect to buy an account and be that first account. I mean, it happens, but don't expect, oh, I'm just going to buy one account and then I'm going to get 10 grand payout straight away, and I'm going to do this, do that, do this, because you probably find you need to buy a few accounts before that happens. Generally, I
Yeah.
mean, don't get me wrong, it does happen, it can happen, and it does happen, but more often than not, you need to go through a few challenges. Start low, start on 10Ks, 25Ks, but
Yeah, that's always what I say. Start at 10K, and then what do your 10Ks do? If you
exactly.
can pass that one, they pay for your 25Ks. You pass
Exactly. I
that
mean,
one,
you can get a 10K now for about £50. I think it's about £50 or something like. It might have been cheaper than that. £40 for a 10K.
yeah, 30 quid I think they are
There we
on
go.
TGS
So
Prop Firm.
it doesn't matter, does it? If you blow a 10K account, it's cost you 30 quid. It's nothing, is it? Do you know what I mean? If you're going to jump in and buy a 100K straight away, which is like £400 or whatever, then you lose that. You're going to be like, oh, for God's sake. But yeah, start low. As soon as you can get consistent on small accounts, then just scale up, because it's just a percentage game. The numbers are irrelevant. If you can delete the numbers out of your mind, which is very difficult when you start seeing 100,000 going like 101, 102, 103. But yeah, it's a numbers game. So if you can do it on a
It
10K account,
is.
you can do it on a 100K account.
Well, thank you, Tom. It's an inspiration to see how far you've come and the assistance that you've given to other traders. So thank you for coming on and sharing your journey.
Yeah.
And next episode, guys, we'll be talking to another trader, their experience, and I'm sure Tom will be back and we'll try and get him on with another couple of traders and just have a good chat about where he's been, and if he's still making the mistake of losing all of his profit in a
I'll never
couple of
do that
days to
again.
then get it back.
No, I'll never do that again. That was
And
a
if
expensive mistake. But I got
yeah,
it
do
back.
not do it again. Do not do it again. And if you do want to know anything more about the way that Tom and I trade, then there'll be some information in the comments and the description. So please just drop one of us a message and we can go from there. Thank you, Tom.
Cheers. Thank you.